Hi all. Today I'm going to conduct a live on how to make your speaking and in effective manner in IELTS as well as in OET. Many of the students they are having problem with IELTS speaking as well as in OET speaking. They prepare well with many material, but unfortunately they are having more struggles, especially with how to deliver effective speaking. So, first and foremost, we have to think that you are going to talk to an examiner in IELTS or to an interlocutor in OET. In such cases, what you're supposed to do is you have to speak more than your actions and gestures. One reason why many students are not able to score effectively is they speak with more of their actions and emotions. Then what will happen? They may miss real pronunciation and also the extension of ideas. So what I'm trying to tell you is, so for example, if I'm going to say, which is they asked me a question, tell me about your favorite movie in IELTS speaking. So I'm going to tell them my most interesting movie is, then I missed it. So that what happened, one portion I taken for granted that the person understood. But unfortunately what happens is, in many cases, students are extending their ideas with their actions. But unfortunately, our speaking is recorded in a recording device. Now, in such kind of the recording devices, what happens is, I will show you, the speaking will be recorded in this kind of a recording device. So recording device cannot recognize your ideas. Okay, I'm sorry, the recording device cannot recognize your actions. They can only understand your ideas, what you speak. So basically what you're supposed to do is you have to speak more than your actions. That is the first key idea. Keep it in your mind. Don't make more gestures. You try to avoid more face expressions. Don't try to impress the examiner with your actions, rather with your complete sentences. And second thing, many students forget that they have to speak complete sentences. Now, complete sentences in the sense, when the examiner asks you something, immediately you have to respond in complete answers, in full sentences. You know what happens is, if they ask you, which is your favorite movie? Then you will say Jurassic Park. Now, Jurassic Park is a movie, that is clear. But Jurassic Park also could be a name of a park. It could be any different thing. It could be name of a book. It could be name of a novel, whichever it may be. So if you say Jurassic Park, that will not reflect the name as a movie name. So how you have to answer in IELTS? You have to speak, okay, my favorite movie is, or the movie which I am very much fond of is, you have to speak that way. So first thing is reduce your actions and gestures. Second thing is you speak in complete sentences. Third thing, don't jump from one place to another, okay, or try to avoid inconsistencies in tenses. You know what happens with many students is they have started to narrate regarding a trip that they have made 2 years back. But once they started, they will speak that the trip that I am going to do. So the question was the trip which you had done. But the student started to speak on the trip that I would like to do. Both are different answers. Same with OET speaking. In OET speaking as well, the same problem will happen. The patient will ask you, last night I had trouble with severe headache. I rang the buzzer. No one came and attended me. Then the nurse is responding, yeah, I am here to help you. Tell me what is your problem. Now, the nurse didn't answer to the question which asked before. Last night, no one came and attended me. That is not answer. Now, you understood what I'm trying to tell you. You have to respond effectively to what the examiner or the what the patient or the examiner is asking you, both in IELTS and OET. So first is avoid gestures as possible as you can. Second thing is you try to speak in full sentences. Third thing is keep consistencies in tenses. Fourth thing, there should be variety in your sentences. How we can bring variety in our sentences? In many cases, students will be monotonous in many sentence forms. For example, when they start speaking, they may make very simple sentences throughout. Now, those simple sentences will reduce your score. But that doesn't mean that if you speak only simple sentences, you will score very less. No, there is no such hard and fast rules. But unfortunately, what is the advantage of a compound and complex sentence? That is very simple. You can club two ideas. In a compound sentence, there are two independent ideas. Whereas in a complex sentence, there will be a main idea and a supporting idea. So, for example, if they ask you, do you enjoy reading books? Now, you can say in a simple sentence, yes, of course, I love to read books. Instead, you can say this way, whenever I read books, I enjoy it very much. Then that is, whenever I read books, that is a complex and that is a subordinate clause. I enjoy it very much is the main clause. So in short, what is that? This is a simple. This is a complex sentence. Now you can bring complex compound sentence forms in many of your speaking occasions, and students miss the mark only because of this. And fifth one, you should have a signposting language. Signposting means, what does it mean by sign? Sign means an indication where you are going, where you are moving. This is what we meant by signposting. Now, when you begin the sentence, what is the intention of the sentence? You should indicate before. You should show that way. So you can use the words like regarding, with respect to, considering. Okay. For example, you can say, considering the reasons why I went to Ooty itself. Okay. Considering the reasons why I went to Ooty. So regarding, okay, with respect to, such kinds of these signposting languages you can take. As far as I am concerned, in my opinion, for me, from my perspective, in my point of view, I think, I perceive, okay, I consider, from my point of view, or from my crystal clear point of view, or if you ask me, or if you insist me, since you asked me, since I have to express my viewpoint, what I'm saying is, what you're going to speak, you have to express in such a way. So today I wanted to express these 5 points. The first thing is reduce your gestures in your speaking once you are appearing for IELTS or OET. IELTS and OET, they take only recording sessions or the voice recording, not the video recording. In IELTS speaking, the new model is coming, but even then, the recording will be your voice recording. You will be speaking to a screen. And second thing is, you try to speak in full sentences. Okay, full sentences. Don't speak nuts and parts. Okay, so if you bits and parts, if you take that small sentences, then there is high possibility of scoring less. And third thing is, keep consistency in the grammar. Keep consistency in the grammar. Okay, so be aware of what time you are referring to in your speaking. So if you refer the past time, definitely you have to use past tense. If you refer the future, then definitely you have to use future tense. You understand? The same way, so you have to be consistent in the grammar and in the tenses. And next one is, you have to formulate more constructions, sentence constructions, like compound complex sentence constructions. So if you speak with a small single word, two word, and so on, then there is, you will not be scoring high. So these things you have to take care of when you are appearing for the IELTS or OET exam. Now, how we can achieve it? How we can achieve it? The most important thing is how you respond in communication. The most important thing that a student has to take in his preparation is how to respond to a question. In my institute, when I am taking in VIBGYOR institute, whenever I am taking the speaking sessions, the major drawback of the students that I have identified is, if I ask them, okay, do you think punishing children is good? Now, for maybe for 5 to 6 seconds, they get stuck and they don't respond. They think, or they may ask several things in between. Now they don't start their answers until 5 to 6 or 7 seconds. That is the drawback. Now you have to be very prompt. I'm not saying that before ending the question you have to answer. No, but rather once they answer it, you should have the answer immediately. Once they ask you the question, immediately your answers must come. For example, so here I have some questions in IELTS book 10. So I'll take one question, then how we can respond to it, we will analyze now. Okay. Okay. 1 second. Yeah. Do you enjoy traveling? Now, if the candidate is asked, do you enjoy traveling? Now, if you take long time, this is about your preference, right? You don't want to think much. You can answer this way. Do you enjoy traveling? Of course, yes. Now, you don't want to wait this. There is no delay in between. Of course, yes. I love traveling very much. Okay. Now, how this answer could be a horrible answer? Many students happen to hear that, okay, I have to keep the fluency. Now, in the fluency, I have to speak more. Then what the students are doing? They will speak very long answers. Do you enjoy traveling? Traveling is one of my favorites, right? From my childhood, even my father, mother, all my family members, and for several years, we love traveling, and I want to travel to this place, that place, and so on. No, that is a horrible answer. You just want to answer. See, very simple question. Do you enjoy traveling? Yes, of course, I love traveling very much. Or to the extreme, you can say, of course, I love traveling very much. Whenever I travel, I get refreshed. That's it. That's sufficient. You don't want to speak more. Now, have you done much traveling? Now, this is a little bit more, an open-ended question like, have you done much traveling? Then you can elaborate on it. Of course, yes. Definitely, yes. Certainly, yes. Any of this you can use. Certainly, yes. I got golden opportunity to travel to various countries like Africa, India, Middle East, and so on. Okay. So that will be a good answer. You understood what I'm saying? Now, those things that we will take tomorrow, I'm sorry, in the next session, we will take and we will analyze each short questions. If you are interested to listen to this, kindly, subscribe to our channel. Every day, we will take one session each on IELTS or OET. Thank you so much for attending the session.